everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna and I make videos about food and restricting one's calories to lose weight. So in today's video I will be discussing 5 foods that I personally avoid while I am calorie restricting and trying to lose weight. I might be looking down to check my notes now and then, so when I'm looking down, please just understand I'm just trying to remember what I want to say. Before I start with number 1, please understand that I'm not saying that I never eat these foods. I do eat them as part of my calorie restriction diet as well, but I try to avoid them as they take up the bulk of my calorie budget for the day, which is not ideal. I'd rather eat more low calorie foods than eat 1, 2 or 3 high calorie foods. It just makes one's days a bit more bearable and it allows you to eat more, which is what your body needs. It also allows you to get more micronutrients if you avoid these foods. Number 1, sweeteners, creamers or any liquid calories. What I mean by sweeteners are sugar, honey, syrup, any sweet thing that you add to food to make it sweeter, and especially if it has or it is high in calories. Try to avoid them, they're unnecessary. Try to replace them with low calorie or 0 calorie sweeteners like stevia or erythritol or xylitol or any sweetener that you've gotten used to. Try to replace them with those sweeteners and then maybe taper yourself off over time until you don't need to put any sweeteners into your drinks anymore. Creamers like milk and cream and milk froth, those types of things, it doesn't need to be added to drinks. It tastes nice and that's about it. Try to cut them out. They are high in calories, especially milk, and if you need milk in your coffee or in your tea, try to replace the milk with skim milk or with a plant-based milk, which you can get used to quite easily, or just switch to black coffee and black tea. That tastes just as good. And any liquid calories, any soft drinks, any fruit juices, those can be very high in calories and they can stack up at the end of the day without you even realizing it. They taste good, but they don't fit that well into a calorie restrictive diet, and that's why it's important to rather just cut them out or avoid them as much as you can. Drink water, drink green tea, drink coffee, black coffee. Number 2, fats. And I'm talking overt fats. I'm talking avocados, nuts, seeds, and especially oils, olive oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, whatever oils you use in your cooking. Try to minimize it. It adds so many calories, it's unnecessary, and most oils have none to very little nutritional value in them. Avocados are very healthy for you, they're very good for you, they're very filling. It's not a bad food, it's not an unhealthy food, but it is a food that's very high in calories. So I try to minimize the amount I eat, otherwise my calorie budget for the day, might be finished before I know it if I have an avocado every day. Same with nuts and seeds, especially nut butters like peanut butter or almond butter. They tend to add a lot of calories to your diet without you even realizing it. They do taste good, but try to keep them to a minimum or try to avoid them. Number 3, wheat products with gluten and wheat as a base. That includes cookies, breads, any type of baked goods like donuts, cakes, anything that has wheat as the primary ingredient, including even other ingredients like sugar or oil. Try to avoid those. They are fine in moderation. They are fine when you just have a bit of them and you limit them and you weigh them and you track them. It can work in your calorie budget and in your diet, but it's difficult when it's a big part of your diet. Number 4, takeout food or fast food. This one is a no-brainer to me, but I feel like this can still get a bit difficult to understand sometimes, because when we think fast food, we think McDonald's, we think Burger King, we think the food that's fast, that has 1,500 calories in an entire meal that includes a burger, a side of chips, and a soda or a milkshake. Those can be really, really high in calories, but I'm not talking just that. I'm talking any restaurant food, because restaurant food are very difficult to track. So if we all have lives, we all have birthdays and events we need to attend with our families, that's a good time to just track that meal then. If you need to go to a restaurant for some reason, or you need to eat fast food, you can still work around it as long as it fits into your calorie budget. But on a daily basis, if you want to calorie restrict and you want to eat optimally, try not to eat fast food or takeout. Number 5, and this is the last one, and most important for someone like me especially, candy or any chocolates that are mostly sugar, mostly milk, mostly cream, but the main thing I want us to focus on here is sugar. Candies and chocolate can fit into one's calorie budget, anything can. I just feel it's quicker, higher in calories, especially because of its high sugar content. It's usually not just a little bit of sugar in there, it's usually the main ingredient, especially if it fits on the ingredient list, it is probably the main ingredient then. Try to avoid foods like that. I still include a bit of chocolate at the end of my day because I'm a massive sweet tooth, and I try to control and limit my intake of it to, maybe eventually cut it out of my diet completely. But I come from a place where I used to eat candy and chocolates as meals, which is really unhealthy. At least now I'm just having it as a dessert, and I'm just having a serving size, or I'm having half of a serving size, which in my opinion is progress for me. You do what's progress for you. If you want to cut it out completely because you're not much of a sweet tooth, that's great. You might want to focus on something else like fast food or takeout. Maybe that's your Achilles heel. Everyone has one. This is mine. I know what it feels like. This is what I do. I do it for dessert after dinner, half a serving size or a serving size, depending on my calorie budget that I have left, or I do it after lunch, or I include it in my snack. But I don't eat it as a main meal, and that's how I control my sweet tooth. I eat it after I had a substantial or a good healthy meal. At the start of my weight loss and calorie restricting journey, I wasn't sure which foods to avoid. I went through a week where I ate very high fat, and I learned how to cut fats out so that I can focus more on lower calorie foods that are higher in nutrients and things that my body needs. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something, or you've got something out of this video. If you agree with me or disagree with me, please comment below. If you like the video, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow my weight loss journey through my what I eat in a day videos, you can just subscribe. I'll put my link in the end screen, and you can just click down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.